My God, it's been 21 years since Space Jam. That makes me feel a wee bit old. Yeah, I figured we might go a little long today because I do want to talk about all this EA nonsense that's going on.
Cool.
Because a lot of people are talking about that. I mean, that's basically. I'm really kind of not frustrated, but just annoyed because like the actual whether this is a good game or not is being completely drowned out by all this issue with the microtransactions and everything. So
Yeah, I have a hot take. Uh, even if that weren't, even if it weren't for microtransactions, whether this game was good or not would still be completely drowned out by something
oh, okay.
because that's the community.
That's true, man. There was a lot of people boo-hooing this game before it even got a chance to get out.
Yeah, how many people boohooed the first one without ever having played it?
Exactly. It's 100% true. Hello, everyone. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome back. It's another Wednesday, another fantastic Wednesday. We're here to talk about. You know what we're here to talk about. Y'all know. It's
Star
talking
Trek.
Sith time. Talk about Star Trek. Oh my gosh. I don't even know. Well, that's not true. I was going to say I don't know enough about Star Trek, but I almost know an embarrassing amount about Star Trek
I don't know
for
enough
being a
to have a
Star
weekly
Wars fan.
show about it.
Yeah,
That's for
definitely not
sure.
enough to have a weekly show. What's up, guys? What's up? What's up? Thomas the Dank Engine. What's going on, man? We got your copy coming for you Friday. So be ready for that. I'll send you your code. What's going on, Andy? Andy.
Andy the Randy.
What's up, guys? All right, so let's get started. It's about 8 o'clock. Welcome. November 15th. Another great episode of Talking Sith. We got a lot to talk about. First off, guys, it's here. Star Wars Battlefront 2 is dropped. This is what we've been talking about since we start for months now. For months we've been talking about this. It's finally happened. I'm very excited. We have a lot to talk about, a lot to go over about the game specifically, about all the crazy hype or anti-hype, if you want to call it, surrounding Battlefront 2 right now. There's a lot of talk, good and bad, about this game. So let's get into it. First, I want to start talking about. Let's.
Hold on one second.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, you go.
All right.
Are you okay, Karen?
So, the first thing is that, guys, I want you to make sure that if you get a chance to play Star Wars Battlefront 2, you really you give it a fair shot before you start, making assumptions. Play the game. Don't say the game is crap if you haven't played it, because it's not a bad game at all. It's a good game.
I don't have anything to say.
So yeah, if you wanna, I would definitely say, like with any video game, really, and anything, movie, TV show, book, comic book, whatever. Please don't start judging it before you get your hands on it. There's a lot of negative stuff going on about this game right now. We're going to talk a little bit about it, but before you even start making judgments on the game, and we're going to try to help you kind of understand what the game's all about. We're not going to tell you whether to like it or not like it, but we're going to give you our honest opinion on it. So, we're going to tell you the facts. I'm not here to, crap on EA or boost up EA. I don't care about EA at all. I just care about Star Wars and making sure you guys know, the facts about stuff. So, if you haven't played it yet, and you haven't had a chance to get your hands on it yet, please don't troll the internet and start saying terrible things about it, because that just makes the problem worse. It doesn't help anything. So, but yeah, so I guess we'll start with that, guys. There's a lot of stuff going on right now from EA. Let me jump into a game, actually, really quick before we get too deep into anything. Let's see. First, I gotta party up. Or you're in a game, so I'm just gonna join your game.
Join me.
I'll just join your game. Nice. Yeah, we're gonna jump into a game here. Looks like we're playing some Galactic Assault on Hoth, so that'll be fun. Yeah, guys. So first off, if you've been on the internet even for like 5 seconds in the last couple days, you have seen plenty of stuff. Plenty of stuff about the controversy with EA and how they released the game and everything. So I'm going to try to catch you guys up just in case you haven't heard about it. Basically, Star Wars Battlefront 2 it has microtransactions. There is no season pass, which I was pretty happy about. I won't lie, I was kind of happy about it. But we did say early on, me, Adam, and Jared here at Talking Sith, we did say to you guys once we knew that it wasn't going to be a season pass and that there were microtransactions, we said then and there that EA is doing one of two things. Either they're trying to make this game nice and fair, or they're trying to make a cash grab. We've been warning you guys since we heard about, microtransactions with this game that it might be a little bit of a cash grab. We got to expect that from these AAA, titles. It's almost kind of commonplace now. So it wasn't a surprise. Let's start there. This wasn't a surprise at all. We knew it was coming. We knew that there were going to be microtransactions. We knew that we were going to have to pay for heroes. All that stuff was, we knew that was going to happen. Not only that, I'm just starting with the positive things about, the game first. And, not only that, but we have to also remember, this is something to now hold us over until The Last Jedi. We have a story mode. We have plenty of multiplayer to keep us, happy and satiated until then. So, those are really the great things about this game so far. I will say that I do agree with some of the people saying, I do feel like I do agree with the fact that this is feeling a little bit, when it comes to unlocking things, it's feeling a little bit like a pay to win. You don't have to pay to win, but and the thing is, it's when you do pay to get crates, you don't have a guarantee of what star cards you're getting. So it's really a gamble. That being said, you can get star cards that will help you out in the game. So, there's I don't know. How do you feel about the microtransaction, man? Are you annoyed about it? Were you
Nope.
expecting it? Were you just kind of like,
Yep.
it is what it is?
It is what it is. I don't care. I think that it's a hot ticket right now because everybody's mad for some reason. But why are you confused by this if you're mad about this? I don't understand why this would be a surprise. And if it's not a surprise, then there's no reason to be mad. I don't understand why you would react emotionally in anger to something that is not a surprise. But to me, when they said no season pass, that to me immediately said, all right, microtransactions. And this is the same thing for Mass Effect. There's just EA's kind of. I know it's hard because they're the big bad corporation, but you need to be able to take a step back and look at it from their perspective, and that is that it's kind of a no-win situation for them from a fan base perspective, because Star Wars fans and gamers are both two very crappy groups of people sometimes, and we happen to be both. This is the Venn diagram. Battlefront's the middle of the Venn diagram, and you get to deal with two really crappy groups of people bashing each other's head. And the unfortunate thing is that I don't think there's that many people who are mad about it. I think that the mad people are the loudest, and that's just, the way the world is now. But there's just no winning. If they had made it season pass, everyone would say, oh, I don't want that character. I don't want to, why would I pay $60 for a season pass to get just one map that I want and a bunch of maps that I don't care about? So that they didn't have a chance to, do it either way. And then this way, you can pay to win, that's correct. But I've seen a lot of stuff out there that's I think Andy actually posted on our Facebook today about it either takes $2,100 to unlock everything, or however many hours of play.
Yeah.
And that's just totally inaccurate, because it's not one or the other. If you put money in and time in, you don't put as much of either, if that makes sense. And if you don't want to, don't. Like, you can be fine at this game without unlocking every gun. Now, if you want a specific character that you're going to have to unlock, then you're going to have to unlock that character. But you can do it through playing without paying and go, along with your daily life. So that part of it I don't really get.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's I'm dying as I'm looking at my notes because I made notes about this because I knew we were going to talk.
Yeah.
It's tough because I don't want to pay $2,100 for this game either, nor do I have 4,000 hours to put into video games.
Right.
But I have the option. Like, if I wanted to pay, I would, and if I... It's just like a season pass. If you want a season pass, go out and buy one for whatever game. If you like Call of Duty and you want a season pass, go spend $60 on a season pass. If you don't think that's fair, then you don't have to do it. And it's just like that for this. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. That doesn't mean you can't play the game. The game is way bigger than Battlefront 1 was at launch in terms of just quality of content and quantity of content. So there's way more maps, there's way bigger maps, there's way more diversity within the maps. There aren't as many game types, which is a little disappointing. But there's a lot more character upgrading and a lot more, of a mission structure. Plus, that's without even talking about the campaign mode. So it answered a lot of those questions that people were upset about. But, like, if you want more, then pay for more or play for more. I mean, it's not that complicated. And then the other thing is, I don't even know how long it's going to last with being as expensive to get through it. So, like, that one calculation, again, I think it was just a clickbaity calculation in general, but the one that was like $2,100 or however many hours to beat the game, or fully unlock everything, rather. I don't even know that that's necessarily going to end up being true, because if EA's done anything right, it's been this past week. They've been listening to the fans. So last week, the game comes out on EA Access for Xbox, and fans are upset about how expensive the heroes are to unlock. Like, Luke is 60,000 credits, and that's not fair. EA immediately puts out a patch that discounts the heroes 75%. So, I mean, if you're vocal enough, EA has shown that they're willing to change it to keep people playing the game, because I think EA understands that this is their shot. People didn't like the first game. Even the fans of the first game are capable of recognizing what makes it not great. So this game is their chance to say, look, we made a good game when we listened to you. And if they can't show that, they understand that people aren't going to buy a third one. So I think that EA is more than willing to say, all right, well, if it costs this type of crate to unlock characters, or maybe if you don't know what you're going to get until you do get the crate, maybe they'll change how that works. I mean, there's so many options for them to do, because they're committed to this game like they were not committed to Mass Effect when they said there was going to be no season pass for Mass Effect. So I don't care. Like I said, I'm going to play it. I'm going to unlock stuff via, if I want to play heavy, I'll play heavy and unlock more guns from my heavy. If I don't want the opposite guns, then why do I care about the fact that I don't have them? I just feel like
I agree with a lot of that.
What you want, you can get.
Yeah, I think my biggest issue, because I agree with you. I mean, we say this a lot on Talking Sith, and maybe it's because we're just have a practical sense of things, but I just don't understand what happened to the world where it's it's like you feel a responsibility to talk out about these things, or say like, oh, I don't like this, I don't like that, or the other. You don't have to buy the game. Like, you don't have to get it.
Just let me enjoy my stuff.
Yeah, you don't have to get the game. Exactly. And it's there's all these people boycotting the game and saying like, oh, I put up on because we have a little page, a private page on Facebook for Cube Gamers, where we just kind of share ideas about like what we might be writing about, and I just simply put like, oh, working on my Star Wars Battlefront 2 review, really liking the game so far, and I just got destroyed. How could you get the game? I can't believe like this and that, like after everything EA did, like blah 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 blah, this and that and the other, and I was just like, like you said, like, first off, just let me enjoy the stuff I want to enjoy. Like, first off, like, why you gotta crap on me when I'm just trying to enjoy my fandom? And then, and then secondly, I was kind of like, well, as journalists, that's not really our job, is to, ignore stuff if we don't like it. You know, it's like our job to kind of like say like, all right, what's good with this? What's bad with this? Let's give an opinion that doesn't have anything to do with what EA is talking about. You know, so there's that. And then I also subscribe to the theory that you know, people love bandwagons, whether it be a good one or a bad one. You know, people just love to jump on board with what the more popular thing is to say, and that's especially with gaming. Especially, like, I know people like who never ever, like you said, you know, people who never even touched Star Wars Battlefront. Never even bothered to pick it up. But they'll be the first ones to tell you how bad the game was. But how can you tell me how bad the game was if you never played it? You know, I'm not going to trust your opinion, one. And two, it sounds like you're just going off of what you hear everybody else saying, not what you actually think, you know. So I feel like that's a lot of what's going on right now, where it's, you know, I feel like people, yeah, it is. And, you know, I feel like people do have legitimate claims to be upset. That's fine. If you're upset about it, don't get the game, because you're right. You have a right to not want to get it, so don't get it. You know, if you want to boycott the game, boycott the game. That's fine. But, you know, on the same end, don't just boycott it because you're online and you weren't really going to pick up Star Wars Battlefront 2 anyway, or maybe you were, but you weren't really sure, and you're just seeing what everyone else is saying, so you're just kind of like, oh, well, you know, if everybody else is saying this, then this must be what it is, so I'm just going to go ahead and troll just like everyone else is. Like, you know, then you're just really just adding to the issue and adding to a problem that really is a really big... oh, sorry about that. Yeah. You know, it's just, you know, people are just making a bigger issue out of it than it needs to be, because it's like you said, it's the video game fan base as well as the Star Wars fan base coming together, and we are hard to please. It's not easy to please us at all. So, but you know, that as far as that goes, you know, guys, it is what it is. Take it with a grain of salt. You know, believe us. Don't believe us, go along with what we say. Don't. It's okay. Either way, if you want to grab the game, you know, pick it up.
If you're at the game store and you have Call of Duty in one hand and this in the other, this is a fun game. Like, if you are the type of person with a limited budget like me, and you have to pick and choose which games you're going to buy every season, like this, you're not going to be upset that you bought this versus Call of Duty unless you're like a fanboy for Call of Duty. It's a good shooter. It stands up against other shooters, and it's fun. So far, the weakest mode I've played is the campaign, and I've only played one mission. So I'll have to play through some more of it. But it's definitely a better shooter than Battlefront. A lot of people, I'm sure, are saying tongue-in-cheek, well, how hard could that be? But I liked Battlefront. Battlefront was fun. It was a Star Wars fans' wet dream, and this game is definitely more along the shooter line of things than the Star Wars line of things in terms of how it plays and how you win and how you lose and how you die. It's more of a shooter. So if you are looking for that, or if you were looking for that from the first game, then try it. Give it a shot. You will probably be able to get it for pretty cheap eventually, or grab it now and wait on Call of Duty, because in my opinion, it's a better game.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, my other point was, before we actually move on to talk about how great this game actually, you know, really is, and the things that we do like about it, my only other thing was, I just don't understand what happened in gaming where everything is supposed to come easy now. No, it shouldn't take you, you know, 46,000 hours to get something. And honestly, like, people are holding on to those figures that one of those Reddit users calculated because it's easy. You know, I don't want to call it clickbait, but that's kind of what it is. Like, that's, you know, people are holding on to those numbers now, but now they're not even accurate because, like Adam said, they adjusted 75%. They dropped the prices for stuff, so those aren't even accurate anymore. So if you see those numbers online, please take them with a grain of salt, because they're not right. They're not right anymore. But, you know, I just don't understand when, in playing video games, achieving everything became easy. Like, everyone should be able to do it.
I would blame that on the gaming companies, because they're the ones that made the decisions to make a game every 6 months or every year. As opposed to, like, when we got a Star Wars game when we were kids, like, that was the game. Like, we had that for as long as we had it. It might be 1 year, it might be 7, and you know, you did what you could to 100% the game. But nowadays, Like you could invest in a game and know that you're going to get the very next version of that same exact game, and when you're going to get it. So it's hard to say like Battlefront 2 should take you 1,000 hours to master if you have a deadline to get those 1,000 hours.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's different from when we were kids. But I totally agree. I think that people want stuff now. Like if you wanted a crazy edition of Battlefront and you wanted to have everything unlocked as opposed to having to unlock it, then that's not what this is. But if you are looking to, you know, unlock, and like I said too, if you are playing heavy and you like heavy, then play heavy and you'll unlock stuff for heavy pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So if you prefer scout, play scout or whatever, specialist. So I don't understand why you feel the need to unlock everything you don't want either. But that's just me.
Yeah, I mean, that's very true.
I get the appeal of wanting to 100 like platinum trophy it. I get that, but
even
but
then, like
that,
platinum trophies are
stuff.
Exactly. But like even then, like platinum trophies are like they're hard to get. They're not supposed to be like everyone has a platinum trophy for the game. You know, like the whole idea of a platinum trophy is you worked for it, you grinded and put in a crap ton of hours to be able to achieve that. So I just feel like we're at this juncture with playing video games where people are like, oh well, I can't unlock everything. Like why can't I get everything? And without you know, without having to play just like a couple hours. Like, you know, I want to be able to get it all. And it's like, well, if you want more, invest more time. You know, that's how I used to play video games. It's like, all right, well, if I want a 100% Final Fantasy, then I need to put in some serious time and some serious hours, you know?
Thousands of hours I have in Pokemon. And it's got nothing to do with, like, I wouldn't want to buy Pokemon and have even anything unlocked, let alone everything. I want to earn it. So, I mean, Pokemon's different because it's a story and an experience, and I get that, but...
Yeah, but even at the same time, like you're making a really good comparison because it's really like what people are asking for this game with the whole like, oh, you know, why can't I unlock everything like basically like right away, this and that, blah blah. It's like if you were to go play Pokemon, it's like why can't I get all the shinies so easily, and why can't I get like you know like oh wait,
and get an ace card and just cheat like
exactly else. Like oh what do you mean I have to grind to get shinies, like that's not fair, you know, like that's basically what you're saying with this game, like oh I have to do extra work to get special stuff. Yeah, you do. Right. It's called a video game.
Right,
that's how video games work. Yeah, exactly. That's how they work. That's how they've always worked, you know. But I think, like you said, that is half in part to, you know, just start, you know, the way our culture is now and things like that. But also partly because, you know, they do release games so frequently now that they are, you know, you do want to know, like, all right, well, if this a new iteration of this game is coming out in a year, then I want to be able to get everything that this game has to offer within that year, so I'm ready to move on to the next one.
And that's if the next game I'm playing is the third one of this. That's not even considering the fact that, you know, I don't know, Red Dead might come out in May. Like that cuts it down to 5 months, or you know, any other game that I already have that I haven't played yet. That I still need to play. I mean, it's tough to balance your time. And if you're limited on funds like I am, and you're limited on time like I am, I get not wanting to invest either one in a video game. But then why are you being vocal about that? The circumstances that are not good for your experience aren't the game itself, it's your circumstances.
Exactly.
Like, I wouldn't say that it's Star Wars Battlefront's fault that I don't have money or time to spend on Battlefront. It's the fact that I have an adult life. So
exactly.
I mean, it's just I don't know. It doesn't make much sense.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. And you know what? It's gonna come down to the people who are gonna boycott the game. Like, I feel like a majority of those people were either not gonna get the game anyway, or just weren't, you know, the biggest fans of the first one anyway. You know, so that's perfectly fine. Those people are who they're gonna be. But for those people who, you know, for you guys who are listening in, once again, thanks for joining up with us. But for you guys who are listening in, there is a lot to love about this game, and we're going to get into that because, you know, we've been waiting for this game for a long time, and it really bums me out that a lot of what was surrounding this, and, you know, Adam kind of touched on it a little bit, you know, before we got started, but, you know, he was, you know, you were kind of saying, like, people were going to have stuff to say anyway. This is the video game world, like, we were gonna have those people who were gonna complain.
Step back and go back in time and pretend that EA came out and said, all right, Battlefront 2, no cross-era play, no gunship battles, and season pass. We would have just as many super duper loud, angry people as we do right now with the exact opposite game. Like, there's no way to please anybody, let alone everybody. It's just that the people who are upset will always be the people who are loudest. That's just the times. So, I mean, take it with a grain of salt. I'm pretty easygoing in my life. Like, it just rolls off me. Just play what you want to play. If you don't want to play, that's cool. I have people whose opinions I trust. If there's a game I'm on the fringe about that I'm not sure I can play or want to play, then I'll ask somebody I know and trust who's played it. But like I said, if you're looking for us to talk about like a good shooter, this is a good shooter. Like it's not as deep as some of the Battlefield games, but it's easily a better shooter than Battlefront 1.
Definitely.
I personally like Battlefront 1 more. Like I have more love for it, just because it was the best Star Wars game for about 3 years, or maybe 2 years, I don't remember now. And it was a lot of fun, and I played tons and tons of hours with my friends, just being stupid and gobbling and just having fun. And it felt like a Star Wars experience, whereas this feels like a good shooter that can come out every year. So I definitely have my takes on the two games, but like I said, if you're at GameStop or some other game company, if I don't want to give my money to GameStop, and you've got Call of Duty in your left hand and this in the right, like you can't go wrong with either if you want to play a shooter. But you definitely can't go wrong by going with this. And I think that's what some people are trying to get you to believe, that you, by buying this, are buying a bad game, and that's just not accurate.
Yeah. So, I agree with you. And like, to hit on that point, as we talk about, like, you know, what's good, what's bad about this game, as you can see, if you guys are here checking us out live, I'm riding a Tauntaun right now. This game's awesome. I mean, it says it. Oh yeah, I just jumped on one. I just rode a Tauntaun, guys. I mean, come on. What else do you want? What else do you need? What else is there? Like, with this game, like, we're gonna get a little bit into why, you know, what makes this game pretty decent now. Right now we're on Hoth. We're doing, I believe we're doing. This is Galactic Assault because it's big mode. If you played Battlefront, you're pretty 20v20. Yeah. If you played Battlefront, you're familiar with this mode and a little bit with this map. But this is it's completely different. I'm gonna do my best to be, you know, to make sure I'm shooting and keeping active with the game. But I really want to show off the game tonight. So if I'm not like 100% like focused on killing stuff, it's because I'm trying to show you guys what's up. Because I really want you guys to see, like, the hype and everything that's going on around this game right now. Some of it's kind of unwarranted and unnecessary, because like Adam has been saying, this is a good game. If you go to the store and you have, you know, if you have to make a choice on what you want to get for this holiday season, or for the, you know, this round of games that came out, Destiny 2 is out right now, and the new Call of Duty is out right now. I would buy Battlefront 2. Like that you know, that might be me, but it's a good game. So right now I'm playing as Assault. We're on Hoth. We're on Galactic Assault on Hoth. As you can see in the background there, we got a big old big AT-AT like walking through. So it's a lot like, you know, and now like the objective, because I'm on the Empire, me and Adam are playing for the Empire right now, so yay, you know how much I love the Empire, guys. Right now we're on the side of the Empire, and our goal is to defend this AT-AT here. And there's another one you'll see over there. So that's the goal right now. We're trying to defend this AT-AT, and yeah, let's see how it goes. But just looking at the map, like even just looking around, like you see, guys, the sun is coming. Look how beautiful the sun is shining off the snow right now. Like the aesthetics of this game.
Neither one of us plays on PS4 Pro. So we don't have the 4K graphics going either.
Exactly.
Pretty special.
Yeah, exactly. So there's no, like Adam said, you know, we're playing on pretty, you know, my PS4 is pretty vanilla. I got like one of the first ones that came out, and it's still looking really good on my PS4. This game looks beautiful. That's the one thing I really do like that they did. They kept the aesthetics and what it looks like really nice. Now, like I said, we're on Hoth right now, but me, Adam, and Jared did have a chance to team up last night with our buddy Will. Got to play a couple levels, and see a little bit more.
So cool.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I was about to throw your way. If you wanted to, what's your favorite so far? What's your favorite?
I do like, so Battlefront 1 was notorious for having the same maps, but they were different sizes for different game types. So you could play Blast on Death Star, or you could play Death Star mode on Death Star. And if you played Blast, it was like an eighth of the size of the map. So they kind of have that in this game, but it's a little bit different. I don't know what my favorite is. I really like Mos Eisley. Kamino's beautiful and really neat because it's a lot like the movie. I probably the Death Star, because the Death Star is the only one so far that's really made me feel like I was in Star Wars. Like you crash your ship into the Death Star through the Rebels, and you got to fight your way off. And the sounds and like the alarms of the Death Star are ringing, and the alarms of the Tantive 4 are ringing. It's just it's pretty cool. So that's probably my favorite, just nostalgically. But I will say I'm a little bit not disappointed. It's just weird to me that they have the same maps as Battlefront 1, but they're different. Like, we have this exact same map in Battlefront 1, but if you run in the hallway, it's not the same hallway. That doesn't make sense to me. I mean, just because, like...
Yeah, I thought the same thing about Hoth. I was like... Yeah, I was like, Hoth is a pretty familiar, like...
I don't remember
planet, like, we know it really well. Like, Hoth is one of those planets where I feel like, you can kind of envision it in your head, because that scene with the AT-AT and just being on Hoth in general, like, that was some of the most iconic scenes from the movie.
Oh my god.
Nice.
So cool.
Yeah, it's wicked. It's awesome. I got shot down pretty quick when I was riding it because I just wasn't even caring. I was just like prancing around. Yeah, you can headbutt people. I didn't get a chance to headbutt anyone. So cool. But yeah, there's like, Hoth is a pretty familiar one. So I would say the same thing. Like, I thought it was a little weird that Hoth is set up a little differently than on Battlefront, because it's like it's the same. I'm trying to remember the other ones that are in this one and also in the other one.
I can't remember now, but there's another one that's the same exact map as Battlefront 1, but it's different on this, and that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I don't know. That is a little odd. I know they were they tried to rework the levels, so I was kind of happy with that. But it's so far. I'll have to agree with you. I have not got to play on the Death Star yet, so I'm really hoping that when we play through tonight, we can check that out while we're
are just
streaming.
What makes it though? Like, yeah, I mean, even my least favorite map's probably Theed, but that's only because we played so much of it in the beta, but even on Theed, like, I was playing it yesterday with Will, and I was like running through the giant archway, and I looked up, and the details on the archway are just awesome. Like, there's little tiles on the inside of the arch that no one would ever look up and see, and also like, thinking back on how I grew up with video games, like, that's just unimaginable to little Adam. Like, looking up at it and seeing details on it. So that's pretty cool. And then not only that, but I really appreciate how when I hopped in a ship and you can see the outside of Theed from like the sky, how pretty it was from far away, and knowing that it's scaled really well, almost better than Battlefield, where if you were on the ground and you saw me flying around, it's the same scale. So I mean, I don't know. It was just, I really like Theed more after taking the time to appreciate it. But it is probably my most overplayed map so far.
Yeah, I'll have to say I agree with you on that one, because I was kind of the same way with the first Battlefront, where the maps that we got for the beta, once the game came out, I didn't not necessarily not care for them. I just didn't play them a lot because I got used to them during the beta because I played a lot of the beta. So, but I will say so far my favorite map has to be Mos Eisley. I thought Mos Eisley was beautiful.
Yeah, it's so fun.
I felt like
throwback to the movie. It's so cool.
Yeah, they had like Mos Eisley. They had, like you said, like some throwbacks to the film. They had some throwbacks to like the original Battlefront 2, which was really cool. That was awesome to see some of that stuff. And then not only that, but it just felt scummy and dirty and
Yeah.
and just.
And it's a good shooter map. They did a good job mapping it to be a competitive map. It was.
Yeah.
You're right. That's a well done map.
That map is probably my favorite so far. However, like I said, I haven't played the Death Star map yet. I'm excited to play it because the Death Star DLC was my favorite out of all the DLC for
Easy.
Battlefront. That was definitely my favorite, hands down. I love the Rogue One, but the Death Star one was just it was awesome. It was really like the only mode that I felt like I was accomplishing something. Like I felt like I wanted to win the match at the end. I actually cared if my team won or not. Where it wasn't just like me like trying to get battle points so that way I can unlock more stuff. It was just I actually really enjoyed what I was playing. So I'll have to say I'm excited to see what it looks like because I haven't been able to play it yet just because it hasn't come up for me.
I do miss the function of being able to, when you pick a game type, hit square and pick the map you want to start.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask you that, if there is a way to pick your map in this game. I don't know if there isn't.
That. And I also, like I said, there's some game types from the first game that I miss. And I hope they try to bring some of them back, because some of them are good game types. But, I wish that we could like drop in right now together and play Death Star. That would be that would be cool. Really cool.
Hopefully they add that in time. That's another thing, guys. This game is brand new. Think about how. And I only use GTA 5 as an example because it's been out so long and it's evolved so much. And obviously not every game is GTA 5 because that game is like on another level as far as, what you can do. But just think about GTA 5 and how much it's evolved since it's come out. Like what you could do at first and now all the things you can do. Like games change over time. That's how games are now. Like the version we get when it comes out isn't the version that it's going to be in a year from now. As long as it's supported and, there's people behind the community. Especially with Yoda's coming to cut me in half. Oh my god. Yeah, he's dead. Yeah, I always get scared when Yoda comes by. And we'll talk about heroes in just a moment, guys. But yeah, I think that it's really something that you gotta be careful with, because I think that at the end of the day, you can try and, like I said, judge a game and all this stuff by, before you get a chance to play it, but you're really not going to know it until you get your hands on it. So like I said, try and get your hands on it first. But I'm excited. Yep, I'm still here. Sorry. Sorry if I'm cutting out, guys. You know how my mic be. Still haven't gotten a new one. Still working like a dog, so.
You know how it be.
You know how it be. But, yeah, guys, so, the levels are amazing. The maps are really good. I haven't found a map that I absolutely hate yet, where I'm just like, this is dumb. I'll have to say, my least favorite so far has been Kashyyyk. Not in what it looks like, just in playing it. It was kind of odd. It felt really open. I didn't feel like there was a lot of places to kind of like hunker down and do some damage. Like I said, it felt like it was a little bit more open. Not only that, but it kind of felt like a play on Endor. Yeah, sorry, I had a brain fart there. It looked like a play on Endor a little.
Smart saying that like 3 months ago when Jared said his favorite map was, or the map he was most excited about was Kashyyyk. I think I remember saying it's basically just Endor. We've played Kashyyyk before. I think I remember saying both those things.
No, you did. You definitely did say that.
Kamino is nasty. Kamino is really cool.
Kamino was really cool. It was really cool.
But all the details on all the maps are neat. Like just watching the little creatures run around, or on this map you can look up and there's Star Destroyers flying, or in Kamino you have the droids attacking the facility if you look around, or you can see like the waves are really big and there's those weird flying sea monster things in the water, or
seeing that big like droid thing like basically like try to
cool.
chop its way through the facility is awesome. Yeah, it does. It does. It feels big. Kamino feels big, and not only that, but when I jumped in Kamino,
oh my god, I almost died.
When I jumped on Kamino, the first thing I felt was like nostalgia for the old. For the PlayStation 2 Battlefront 2, because Kamino was definitely one of my favorite levels in that game, and it was like it didn't change. Like it was just as it felt just like it brought you in the movie just as well as Battlefront 2 from the old
Right.
days did. It felt like you were there. It just the rain, seeing your armor kind of get soaked as you're playing.
Yeah.
Jumping in and going inside the clone facility. That was awesome when we were playing last night and we're running through the barracks of where the clones
Yeah,
actually
it's just really
sleep
cool.
and stuff. Like that was super cool, man. It was awesome and
The most lively details are like that too.
Oh yeah, exactly. And speaking of detail, right now, guys, look where I'm in Hoth right now. So I'm gonna take a second and just show you guys around a little bit. Like you see the snow falling down from this awesome, you can see up onto the surface of Hoth, and then falling down from the surface is all this snow into this awesome incinerator furnace, and we're in this big cavernous region. I mean, it looks huge. It looks massive. I mean, even where I'm standing right now, back in the day, this would have been half a map. This would have been half of what what was playable. This is just a small part of the map as I die because I'm trying to give you guys a tour. But it's just the game's beautiful. The maps have so much detail, and they really do. They do a fantastic job of bringing you into the Star Wars world, and that's what I was expecting. That's really what I was hoping for, and it was my expectation. I was expecting to see something this good. And just to touch on it really quick, because Adam did mention it, and the more I've been playing, the more I've realized it. The music is I agree with what you said, man. It doesn't feel like it did in the last game. It doesn't feel like it meshes with the game as well.
It just doesn't put you in the movie, and that's what was so special about the last game is the first time you hear a TIE fighter just scream over your head, you're like, oh my god, I'm in Star Wars. And this just, there's nothing really that calls out to me like that. Like I said, except for the Death Star, because the alarms on the Death Star sound pretty cool. The music's kind of neat. There's dead rebels everywhere. It's just there's stuff on fire. It's pretty cool. And then you can you run around to the tractor beam, you run around to the turbo laser, and it shoots right by your head. It's just there's a lot of really cool little things from Death Star. The Death Star map actually reminds me of the Death Star map from Jedi Knight 2 Jedi Outcast, if anyone played that game. That game might be my favorite Star Wars game of all time.
That is a really good game.
It's no KOTOR, but that game was so fun. And,
yeah, KOTOR is the best Star Wars game ever.
But the maps on Jedi Outcast were they were the best multiplayer shooter Star Wars maps we ever had up to that point. And that's just a GameCube game. So, I don't know. I really like Death Star. I'm with you on the music thing. It's just not my jam. Especially, I would feel cool if the first game had sort of the music that this game has, and then this game was the quality of the first game. But it feels like they regress as opposed to progress, and that's not what you want. But but other than the sound design, everything else is really cool. And I know you said we were going to talk about it, but I gotta say the heroes are really, really awesome.
Yeah, that's what I was actually going to talk about next.
The first game's heroes were great, but this game's heroes are just really good.
Yeah, and I know we talked about it a little bit last week, but now we actually have had a chance to get our hands on the game. I have not played with every hero yet, so I will say that. I will start with that. I haven't played with every single hero, so I can't give you you guys my opinion on all of them quite yet. However, I will say, so far my favorite to play as. I'll have to agree with Adam from last week. Kylo is a beast. Kylo is not only just fun to play with, genuinely fun to play with. He's a beast. If you can start to strategize, when you're gonna attack, when you're gonna let yourself heal, blocking, all that. If you play him strategically, he's a really strong character, a really strong hero, and I'm really liking him so far. I got a chance to mess around with Yoda. I got a chance to mess around with Lando just a little bit this morning before work. I snuck in quick little match before I had to head out to work, and I definitely I enjoyed Lando. I mean, I almost want to say that I liked I liked him a little bit better from the first Battlefront, only because his weapon was just so amazing.
I got kicked out.
But, oh, you got kicked out?
Yeah.
All right, I'll back out so we can find a game. So backing out real quick, guys, so me and Adam can link up. But yeah, so far I've had a lot of fun with the heroes. Like I said, Kylo's my favorite so far. I have not had a chance to play with all of them, so I don't want to give like my opinion on ones I haven't played yet, just based off what I've seen. But yeah, it's incredible. The amount of what's the word I'm trying to use? Maybe diversity I'm thinking of between characters. Like each character feels different. They play different. They feel like their own unique character.
Yeah, for sure. I don't like how some of the heroes are the same hero as Battlefront 1 and just way, way worse than they were in that game. Like Bosk is a good example. Bosk was really good in Battlefront 1 because he could
he was amazing in Battlefront 1.
And this game, he's just not as good as he was in that game. But you're right, Kylo Ren is broken. Yoda's really good too.
Yoda's amazing, yeah.
Fast. And his left bumper, left trigger sort of combo move is really good.
Yeah.
I played most of the heroes because I played through the arcade mode during my EA access, so I played basically everybody. Luke's good. He's kind of hard to get used to, but he was hard in the first game too. Same thing with Rey. I like Rey a lot though. Han's really good, which is weird, and but Yoda and Kylo are just above the rest. Darth Maul is really fun because he's awesome, but Kylo's just better.
Yeah. Just real quick, guys, because we have about 15 minutes left. Like I said, we might go a little bit late tonight because we just have so much to talk about. But I do want to say just real quick, thank you. I know we thank her. Yeah, I think the server is full. I'm waiting on it too. I know we thank her very often, but I just want to throw out one more thank you of the many I'm probably going to send out to her more. Erica, we really appreciate you moderating and taking care of our chat room for us. Super appreciated, and thank you just so much for being a part of the Talking Sith fam. That really means a lot. Also, just real quick, guys, I'm only going to take this moment really to go through the comments real fast because I almost didn't even want to leave them on this week, but I left them on because I knew we'd be talking about a lot and you guys would want to put your input in. Hi, how's everybody doing first off? Love you all. Thank you so much for coming by. I have not played Hero vs. Villains yet. I don't know if Adam has, but I haven't played Hero vs. Villains yet, so I can't really give you my opinion on it yet. The game came, but okay, awesome, yeah. I just got access to the game yesterday. Adam was able to, because he has access through EA. He has EA access, and he had the Xbox version of it, so he was able to jump on a little bit sooner and get a little bit more time in.
I've been playing it for about a week.
Yeah.
But I haven't played Heroes vs. Villains. I played everything but. I gotta say, every time I want to try the other modes because I want to like cycle through them, I just end up playing Galactic Assault because it's fun.
Yeah.
This is the first game. Blast I really liked in the last game. I just thought it was a nice break from getting my butt kicked by tryhards in Walker Assault. And in this game, I don't feel that way. I mean, I do get my butt kicked, but Blast is definitely just not that much fun comparatively. If only because there's no possibility of getting a hero or anything like it. It is pretty cool when you get like the Wookiee Warrior or Rocket Trooper or something, but other than that, I'd rather just play Galactic Assault. And for that same reason, I don't really love Strike either. Strike would be cool if it were more of a mixed bag of game types, but it's just the one sort of search and destroy game type, and that's not really my jam. So I am liking Galactic Assault because it's huge and you can be heroes. Starfighter Assault's fun, except I'm really bad at flying. And pro tip, if you like the first game and you're thinking about buying this game, flying is totally different in terms of how you control it.
It's better. I like it much better in this game.
Yeah, I was just good at the first one, so getting used to this one has been challenging. But I do like Galactic Assault, and I did not like Walker Assault very much in the first game, so maybe I'm growing. But it's fun. I just haven't played Heroes Villains. I will probably give that a shot later tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah, I was thinking I was probably going to give that a try like you said, either later on tonight. I might try to plug through a little bit more of the story mode tonight, just because I got to get my review out by Friday, so I need to get it done. But other than that, though, I was gonna probably give Hero vs. Villains a try pretty soon. The only reason why I necessarily hasn't been hesitant, but like I said, Adam's had a little bit more time with the game than I have. So I tried last night. And like I said, last night I was pretty tired when I got home, so I didn't dive too deep into the game itself. But I'm definitely going to give Heroes vs. Villains a try. I was just a little nervous at first. Not necessarily nervous, just a little hesitant, just because I wasn't the biggest fan of Heroes vs. Villains from Battlefront. It wasn't that I didn't like the mode.
I just much fun.
Yeah, I just didn't have that much fun with it. It just wasn't that enjoyable to me, and I just didn't feel like I don't know. It just wasn't that much fun. I guess that's the only way I could put it. I just didn't have that much fun with it. So it wasn't something I was crazy about in this game. It wasn't like I was like, oh man, I can't wait to tackle Hero vs. Villains in this game. I wasn't really thinking about it at all. So I am gonna give it a try.
It was a lot of fun in the original Battlefront too.
Oh yeah, in the original it was awesome. It was incredible in the original one.
So yeah, I'll try it because it's a game type and there's only like 4 to choose from. But
yeah.
And I just wish there was some more variety. That's the one thing that when I'm playing alone, I do get not bored. I just get like it's not as much fun. Whereas playing with you guys and Will last night was a blast. Like I could have played all night.
Yeah.
But playing alone is just like okay, I can stop.
Yeah, that's why I kind of like the campaign that's there. So like when we're not playing together, I can jump on the campaign and get that kind of like simple.
It's way deeper than Battlefront 1, and there's in-game rewards for beating arcade mode. So the arcade mode will give you credits with which you unlock crates, your precious crates, or you can unlock your gun upgrades for your characters, or you can unlock new characters. And then it also unlocks skins. So if you get all 3 stars on every mission, you get the vest outfit for Han Solo, things like that. So arcade's definitely cool, and the missions are fun, and it's a neat way to just get a quick run through as every hero that's in the game. So you can play as, I don't know, Emperor. Even if you might never ever play with him in the actual multiplayer, you can play as him in the arcade mode, or Han or Chewie, those characters that don't get a lot of love in the actual multiplayer. You can play as them in the arcade mode and see what they're about and learn their powers and stuff. So
I'm actually pretty excited to do some couch co-op on arcade mode and do some split screen. Like I'm actually pretty stoked about that.
Like there's couch versus too, so you can play like. And the cool thing is you can play any of the arcade challenges, like the battle scenarios, against each other, which is pretty awesome.
That's
because, some of them are like, the clock stopped on 30 seconds and you have to get 50 kills, and the clock doesn't start until you get your first kill, but every time you get a kill it goes up 3 seconds, stuff like that. So I'm interested to see what that's like when you're playing against somebody. That's pretty cool to me. But there's also co-op too. So the arcade mode is way deeper. I know people don't want to hear about arcade mode. It's not like the sexy thing to talk about, but it's way deeper than the first game, and it gets you in-game rewards, which it didn't do in the first game. So I recommend at least messing around with it for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And the only thing and this might be I'm gonna have to like 100% check on this, but I did hear this today. I did hear that in arcade mode that they actually cap you at a certain amount of credits. Like they won't let you make over a certain amount per day, which is a little odd, but.
Well, I mean, they don't want you to exploit it, because every time you complete a mission, you get credits, no matter if you've beaten before or not. So they don't want you to run through arcade mode and play 3-star arcade just over and over and over, just farming credits.
Just to farm credits, exactly. And I just wanted to say, like, I'm okay with that. Like, it's fine if you can only make a certain amount per day, because like you said, you're just gonna have people who farm credits to get like the good stuff, and then they'll jump online. Where, I think it's more fair to like, be like, all right, you can earn some credits that way, but really you need to either tackle the campaign or jump online to be able to like, earn those credits, earn more credits.
You don't get many credits for doing anything in this game. That's the weirdest thing to me that's different from the first game, is when you're playing online, you get like 300 credits a match, maybe. Even when you're doing well. And that's like Galactic Assault. In the first game, like, I didn't like Walker Assault, but I played it because you got like 10 times as many credits playing Walker Assault as you did playing Blast. In this game, you get 300 credits whether you play Blast or not. So, so my incentive to not play a certain game type is not as much there as it was in the last game. But I don't know. It's weird how few credits you get for doing things comparatively to the first game. Because the first game, I felt like you got credits galore for doing almost nothing.
That's true. I mean, like, even when we would when Jared would be the one to stream, he'd have like 30,000 credits just cause, like, he just had a ton of credits. So
he had a billion. And I mean, there's no hut contracts in this game, which I don't know how many people remember, but hut contracts weren't really in the first game for a long time either.
No, they weren't. That got added afterwards.
So they don't have that, but they do have the challenges mode, which is really similar to something like Call of Duty's challenge mode. The one thing that's sort of counterintuitive about the challenge mode is once you've beaten the challenge, you get a notification that you've done so, but you have to back out of the game lobby to acknowledge that you completed the challenge to get the rewards. And that's not very cool, because I did like in Battlefront 1 how between games it was basically just the home screen while you waited for it to load. In this game, all you can see is like you can cycle between the scoreboard, the challenges that you beat, and I don't even know, something else. And but you have to back all the way out of the lobby just to like see what new gun you just got, or to use your credits to get a new hero or something like that. And that's lame. I hope they change that.
Yeah, I definitely thought the same thing. It felt a little bit, like you said, counterintuitive, where, you're like, oh yeah, I just unlocked something, but I have to wait until I'm,
I guess I have to back my
playing,
whole party out of this lobby that we have a winning streak on, and hope to get back into another fun lobby. Like, that's just not cool.
Yeah.
That's weird. And it's
Hopefully
also
they'll
weird
fix
that there's no game chat. We went through this whole 2-year period just assuming there would be game chat in this game, and it just seems so weird to be in 2017 playing an objective-based shooter and not have the ability to communicate. At least give us an option of turning it on or off with like a squad or something. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I agree with the option to at least turn it on or off for sure. I mean, I just recently read kind of why, because EA did a Reddit AMA. Just today they did it, and one of the things was about that, and their reasoning was kids are going to play the game. And
sure, but kids play Overwatch and Call of Duty.
Exactly. And that was what I was thinking, is that, like, well, what about the kids who basically cuss me out and tell me all about myself on GTA? Like, what about those kids? But they're not supposed to be playing those games. You know what I mean? Like, those games really aren't for them, but they play. Yeah, Overwatch is rated. I think it is rated T for teen. I'm pretty sure it is, because there's really nothing overtly ridiculous in that.
Either Overwatch or Destiny is rated teen. I just don't know which one is which, because I don't like either one. But one of them is rated teen, and there's plenty of game chat in both of them.
Yeah, so I didn't really like that excuse or reason for it, but that was their reasoning, was like, oh, a lot of kids are going to be playing this game, and we know that online gaming isn't always kid-friendly.
Give us the option to turn it on or off. This is a competitive game.
That's what I think, too.
If you want this to be a game where, like, real people are going to play it for a long time, and you want them to, compete with the tournament shooters, you gotta have something. You gotta have a way for.
You have to have a way to communicate. Exactly. And honestly, I feel like they kind of not shot themselves in the foot with that, but they did lose out on a little bit. They could have had a little bit more, because the game, like you said, it is competitive, and they could have had an even more competitive edge to it by adding in that game chat. So by not doing that, I feel like they kind of lost out. on
Even
something.
just
But
in terms of some of the objectives that we have to do, like some of them require a lot of cooperation. Probably less than the first game required, but still there's a lot there. And
yeah,
this
map is gorgeous. Where are we?
I don't even. Are you in my game?
I think so.
I had to back
was.
all the way out and close down the application.
You know what? That's all right. That's all right. We're just about wrapping up anyway. So yeah, guys, there's a lot more in this game to talk about. It's hard to cover it all in one shot. But luckily, we show up every Wednesday, and we're always here to talk about it. So next week we are, because I think by that time everyone should have had a chance to really get into the story mode. I know I'll have hopefully have beaten it by next week. So as long as everybody, the three of us have gotten a chance to, at least touch on it and be able to talk about it, we're going to go over a little bit the story mode and give our impressions about that and talk about how we're feeling about that. We did get some new Last Jedi stuff, but
there's new clips today.
Yeah, there was a new clip today. Somebody shared it with me. Me and Adam were talking about it a little bit. There's been some TV spots out recently. Check out our Facebook if you want to check that stuff out. Adam's pretty good about keeping that stuff posted and making sure you guys know what's up. So always check out our Facebook page if you're curious about what may be going on with Star Wars and you're not quite sure where to check. We always are keeping you guys updated with that stuff. So check out, Talking Sith on Facebook.
Sure that that Poe's not a double agent. I don't remember who said that last week, but the new clip from today makes it pretty clear that he's not. And then Mark Hamill, I think yesterday or the day before, put out a picture of Screaming Porg saying that he only has like a month left to keep trolling fans. That was pretty funny.
Mark Hamill's amazing.
Yeah, he's gonna be.
That's so funny.
I don't know. I can't wait for that movie. It's a month away. And then, did you see the video of him? It's also on Talking Sith's Facebook page. But did you see the video of Mark Hamill on the Star Tours ride come out and surprise all the people at Disney?
That was incredible. And I agree with what Erica commented. I definitely would have broken down in tears. I definitely would have started crying and be like, "You're here!" Like, oh my god, that was awesome, man. I love that he does stuff like that. Like, I was talking to someone who's like, "Oh, of course he does stuff like that." Disney, like, they make him, he's got to promote the movie and they pay him to do it and this and that and the other. And I'm like, that's not Mark Hamill at all. Like, yeah, he's obviously got to promote the movie, and I'm sure Disney does pay him to do this or that or the other. But he does a lot of stuff on his own. Like, on his own time, he does a lot of stuff with the fans and make sure he reaches out to the fans. So, it's not all Disney. That's really Mark Hamill being Mark Hamill and, being in love with his character.
There are times where Disney's like, "Oh my god, can you please
like, can you please scale it back a bit, Mark? Like, you can't be all over the place."
The king. Like, you can't tell Mark Hamill not to tweet. So
exactly.
It's been a pretty awesome run for him during the lead up to Last Jedi. It'll be interesting to see, assuming Luke survives Last Jedi, how much
we'll see
us prior to whatever Episode 9 is going to be called.
Yeah, and it was funny because last week, guys, me and Adam mistakenly made a prediction that came true literally the next day. So last week we were talking about how, and it just came up, we were just talking about how, we were kind of happy with what we got for Star Wars right now, and we'd be okay to not see another trilogy for a while. Literally the very next day, not even kidding, guys, the very next day, it was like Lucasfilm heard us, and they announced that Rian Johnson's going to be working on a new trilogy. It was really funny because literally the day before, me and Adam were talking about how we were perfectly fine to not get one for another 20 years, and then we hear there's going to be one out rather soon, or not rather soon, but sooner than I would like.
No, the good news is that it's not Skywalker related, so maybe he's going like Clone Wars or even Clone Wars is
Old Republic,
yeah, maybe something like that, or maybe it's my thing would be, it'd be kind of cool if it wasn't Force related at all. Like, look at smugglers or Hutts or bounty hunters or something. It doesn't even have to be related to
Force users light versus dark or anything.
Yeah, and that's fine. But I'm almost like even as you say it, like with those storylines, like if they use this one, I'm like, man, I would just rather see that as a TV show. Like I'd rather see it as a standalone or a TV show, but just not as a main Star Wars trilogy. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I just don't feel like that holds enough weight.
It makes me a little nervous because I was like, well, all right, I like Rian Johnson. Last Jedi is apparently really good, so maybe it'll be cool as long as they wait a little bit. And then I don't know if it's real or not, but I saw a timeline, and it was like Last Jedi, then Han, then or Solo rather, and then Episode 9, and then another Star Wars story movie. And then right the year after, like 2021 or whatever, would be the first episode of Rian Johnson's trilogy.
That's too soon.
So, yeah, it's just too quick. It's not enough time to appreciate the movies each for what they are. Like Force Awakens, rather. If you could just watch that by itself, it's a great Star Wars movie.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to take it in this context of something greater, just because it's a Star Wars movie and we know they're all going to be trilogies. And that's hard. Like, it's almost not fair to... Like, I almost feel less excited for Episode 9 knowing that it's really not it. Like, Episode 9 could have so much weight attached to it by thinking, oh my god, this could be the last Star Wars movie we ever see.
Yep.
And instead we know, all right, well, we're going to get one a summer now for the rest of eternity. And
Forever,
this is exactly what we were worried about with Disney is this exact thing. So we'll see. I'm not going to say they're going to be bad. I'm just going to say that if you put a time on something like this, it just becomes less and less artistic and more
exactly
just bad taste in your mouth type
style.
So
exactly.
We'll
And I my biggest thing was that George Lucas gets so much hate unnecessarily.
Oh, here we are.
And it makes me annoyed now because I'm like, he would have never have let this happen. He would have never allowed them
it's like Tolkien in Lord of the Rings. Like all this stuff is their baby, and Lucas gets. I don't think I've ever seen anyone get the hate that Lucas gets. For stuff that
for creating a masterpiece.
Universe.
He gets crap for creating one of the most iconic universes, period. Like, nothing matches up to Star Wars at all when it comes to this universe and how much it means to people. Like, the only things that come closer, like, Harry Potter, Star Trek, Lord of the Rings even. But even then, it pales in comparison to what Star Wars is. And George Lucas would have never, ever have let the mishandling of I feel like adding another trilogy that soon is mishandling Star Wars. You're not handling Star Wars correctly by adding it that quickly. And it's frustrating.
But this is what Disney wanted. This is why they paid for it. They want to make their streaming shows. They have, Disney Netflix or whatever it's going to be called, their own little Netflix thing coming out. Like, this is why they bought the rights, and this is, Lucas did sell it. He took his money, and he has not said anything contrary to Disney, other than the fact that he didn't really like Force Awakens. But
and he did call Disney white slavers at one point in time.
Right. Well, but I just think that I don't know. It's fine. It will probably be a really great sci-fi trilogy.
Yeah.
I just have a problem with it being a Star Wars trilogy, I think. It just takes away from the magic. Like, I would love to raise my kid to see, like, Star Wars as just mythological thing, and instead it's going to be like, he'll be
and I don't want to call it this yet because it's saying a lot, but it's I don't want to call it the new Marvel, but
no, it is.
It's the way it's going. It's definitely the way it's going, and it's frustrating because and once again, we did talk about this last week, and that's actually what led us into the conversation about having another trilogy. But so we did talk about it last week, but like we said last week, the movies went downhill, and it was because of trying to just pump something out every. I mean, we saw this perfect example in the gaming industry with the Assassin's Creed games, where it was all right. Call of Duty or Tony Hawk. Exactly, Tony Hawk crashed and burned because of it. Like the franchise died because of what they were doing. And Assassin's Creed almost followed that same trajectory where the game almost died, where it was like people just weren't going to buy the games anymore because they were trying to put one out every year and they weren't good anymore. They were just bad. NBA Live, yup, same thing.
Yeah,
same thing.
It's really tough, and the thing about me, I mean, the movie industry is billions and billions and billions of dollars a year. Like, there's got to be something better to spend your money on. Like, give it to somebody who needs it. And it sucks because I'm saying this like I'm sitting on a high horse, but I'll go see any Star Wars movie that comes out. Like, that's not a problem to me. But it's just it's a little bit. It makes my heart a little bit sad for like my kid. Like, I just wish that it would still have the mythos and just this sort of aura and allure that it had
that's
for me
exactly
as a kid.
how I
never
felt.
Have that for anyone else again.
No, it won't, and it's unfortunate because like we were saying, like the trajectory of Star Wars has already been chosen. Like the way they're going is the way they're going. We can yell and scream all we want to as fans, but they're gonna do what they're gonna do. So you're right. Like unfortunately for our kids, like that magic of Star Wars, like. It's not going to be the same. Like it's just unfortunately it's not unless you cut your kid off to like what's coming out and then give them Star Wars how you want them to take it. So show them the originals, then the prequels, then let them have this, then give them this. But there's so much happening that it's hard to control it. But yeah, man, I mean, as far as The Last Jedi goes, I'm definitely still super excited to see this next movie and to see Episode 9. Still pretty excited to see the Han Solo movie. I'm kind of stoked to see what they came up with that. So, it's not that I'm not going to see these new movies, but I would like to see them after Episode 9. I really want to see them slow down and just, be like, all right, we got to Episode 9. Let's take a couple of years off and let people digest it, let people dig into it, think about and I've been, and you know this too because you've been a fan your whole life, but think about all the conversations you've had just about like Return of the Jedi or just about, The Empire Strikes Back,
growing up, like I don't even know how many times I drove around with my dad pretending the car was the Millennium Falcon, or
right?
Like played with my action figures, even if they weren't Star Wars, and pretended it was Jedi. Like you won't have that as a kid anymore, and it's just the world. Like there's no imagination, and you could go on and be super nihilistic about the way the world is in general. But at the end of the day, like this is why you take away the opportunity for imagination. And the thing that sucks is, like, I don't want to bash Rian Johnson. I'm sure Rian Johnson would tell you that, like, he's super proud of the trilogy he's created. He can't wait to bring it to life. And that's all well and good. I think from Disney's perspective, it's sad in a way.
I was a little disappointed. I was pretty disappointed, and like I said, because we were just kind of talking about it, like, oh man, this probably won't happen, but hopefully we won't see another trilogy. And then literally the next day they announced it. It was like, oh, well, that sucks. But I wasn't too happy to hear about it. And I mean, like everything, like I said when we started, this evening, I said, make sure whenever you're going into something, try it first, then give your opinion. So I'm going to let Disney play this thing through and see this thing through and judge it as it comes. I'm going to judge the movies as they come. But
are you going to have John Williams? Are you going to have a Crawl? Are you going to have...
Exactly.
Star Wars, that Rogue One. Like, I don't like Rogue One for not having those things, and... Are we gonna have a whole trilogy of that? Are we just gonna have a movie a year until the world ends?
I really hope not. I really hope we don't have a whole trilogy without John Williams, dude. A whole trilogy with no John Williams, I would die. Like that would be awful.
No Crawl, no lightsaber duels. Like
that would be terrible.
I don't know. It's hard to picture, but I mean
that's why I want to see.
It's not hard to picture at all.
Yeah, no, it's not because we saw it in Rogue One, and I'd like to see the Old Republic brought to life. You know what I mean? See some of those stories brought to life. That would be interesting.
There's lots of stuff that would make a cool trilogy. I just wish that it was done in the traditional Star Wars way.
Exactly.
And this is not that.
Exactly. So, yeah, guys, like I said, a lot to talk about tonight. We tried to cover as much as we can, but there's a lot to talk about with Star Wars right now because there's just so much going on. Before we get off for the night, I'm going to go ahead and purchase a character because we were just talking about this, and I finally saved up enough credits. So, real quick before we leave, I think I'm going to go ahead and unlock... you know what? Why don't I unlock my boy, my hero? I'm going to unlock Darth Vader. Nice.
Oh, nice.
So,
That's the one Will's saving up for a second, too.
Nice. So, nice, guys. We got Darth Vader. Unlocked him. I'm going to go play with him for a little while and see how he plays and have some fun with him. But I'm excited to jump in and have a little bit more fun with Star Wars Battlefront 2. Thanks for joining us this week. Like I said, guys, go... check out this game. It's a good game. Don't let those naysayers online keep
go
you...
Redbox it or GameFly it if you don't want to pay for it. Like, there's options to try it without paying for it.
Yeah,
I wish that we still lived in the days of, like, Blockbuster and demo discs, but...
Yeah, I miss those days.
But go try it. It's worth your time. And if you are going to spend $60 this week on a game, this is the game to buy. I mean, it's just better than...
Yeah.
Unless you're waiting for Pokemon, because Pokemon's in 2 days. But
Pokemon's in 2 days!
Other than that, it's really good.
Yeah.
You can play with us.
Yeah, exactly, guys. Like Adam said, Pokemon in 2 days. Go grab Pokemon. I'll be grabbing it. Go get it. I'm excited for the new Pokemon. Not excited to hear Pikachu talk, but we won't get into that because we gotta go.
That video was so funny,
so weird. It was so weird, guys.
Yeah,
it was
like,
weird. It was so... I love that the whole theater was like, what? Like, everyone was
theater.
like, what is going on right now?
And it was all grown men. It was all like 25
Yeah, all grown men. Dude, the funniest one was like, there was this one guy who was just straight up like, no! Like, he was so upset about it. Weird. But, yeah, that was weird. So, if you guys haven't seen that yet, go check it out. Pikachu talking. It's weird. It is a weird thing to see. But yeah, guys, Pokemon's coming out. Yeah, it was weird. It was dumb. I don't know. It was odd. But yeah, Pokemon's coming out, so that's great. But if you're gonna spend $60, Battlefront 2 is out. Please go ahead and if you're not sure about it, check out some of our older videos. They make for really good podcast listening. So if you're traveling or you're sitting around and you're doing something, go ahead and jump on Talking Sith and cycle back through some of our older episodes.
And we'll be doing a lot of chill streams now that the game's out. So,
yeah, we definitely will.
For, like, Jared or even you and me, like if it's like an evening and I'm just playing, you can keep it out for a chill stream. So if you want to see a new map or a new gun or something,
exactly,
that's usually the place for that.
Yeah, and as I was playing tonight, guys, I didn't really get, I was just kind of showing off the map and all that stuff. We didn't really get into the nitty-gritty of each class, how they work, how their guns feel. That's all stuff we're going to talk about. So if you don't feel like we covered everything, we didn't. So that's why you feel that way, because there is a lot more to get into. I just really wanted to cover the basics of how, like, our general impressions of the game so far. And so far, I'm really loving this game, guys. I know people are crapping on it with the microtransaction stuff, but it really is a good game. So, if you don't know how to feel about it, like I said, go back through our episodes. We've been talking about it for a while. Check out our future chill streams, because we'll be on. I know I just my schedule's just changed up recently, so I actually might be streaming a little bit during the day sometimes because I work nights now. So yeah, just keep an eye out on our channel, because we're going to be streaming a lot, especially now that the game is out, and we got to have something to do while we wait for The Last Jedi, because we got
less than a month.
We got a month left.
Less than a month.
Oh, that's right. We got less than a month right now. Today was the 15th, wasn't it? Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And I'm on the 14th, so yeah.
Oh, that's right. I just found out, actually, that today that I have the day off, so I'm going to grab tickets so we can all, we can go.
Mama.
Oh, yeah.
Mama.
So, yeah, guys, there's a lot to be excited about, but thanks for joining us again. We'll see you next week. I'll definitely, I have Saturday off, so I'm going to be, I'll be streaming a little bit on Saturday, probably for a couple hours towards the evening, so be ready for that. If you guys want to check out a little bit more of it, go to Cubed Gamers, Cubed as in the shape, gamers.com. Go check check out that website. That's the other site I work for. Go check that out on Friday, and my review, full review for this game will be out. So if you want to know what I really, really think, go check that out, because I get paid to tell you what I think over there, so I'm brutally honest. So go check out over there, and yeah, we'll see you guys soon. Thanks for joining in. As always, I am your host, Chaz, joined by my wonderful co-host, Adam.
Later,
skaters, and yeah, thanks for joining us, guys. We will see you soon. And we are all done.